News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Ed Kalegi. Israel responded within hours to rocket fire from southern Lebanon as a fragile 4-month truce with Hezbollah showed new signs of strain. Even as the Iran-backed group denied involvement, the Israel Defense Forces said it was striking Hezbollah positions, including a command site and rocket launchers on Saturday after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu instructed the military to attack dozens of terror targets. Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz then instructed the Israel Defense Forces to launch a second wave of strikes against dozens of Hezbollah targets in Lebanon in response to the rockets fired at Israel. Lebanese local media, citing civil defense personnel, have reported 4 dead, including a child, and at least 12 injured in the town of Tulin. Doctors say Pope Francis will be released from the hospital on Sunday after 38 days battling a life-threatening case of pneumonia in both lungs. Gemelli Medical Director Dr. Sergio Alfieri said Saturday that Francis will require at least 2 months of rest and rehabilitation as he continues recovering back at the Vatican. Francis was admitted to Gemelli Hospital February 14th after a bout of bronchitis worsened. He then later developed that life-threatening case of pneumonia. The Pentagon has initiated an investigation incorporating polygraph tests to hunt down leakers after Elon Musk called for the prosecution of any Defense Department officials spreading maliciously false information about his dealings with the military. In response to accusations surrounding Musk's recent visit to the Pentagon, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's Chief of Staff Joe Casper called for an investigation into unauthorized disclosures of national security information, with those found responsible to quote, be referred to the appropriate criminal law enforcement entity for criminal prosecution. According to a top Venezuelan official, deportation flights from the U.S. will resume Sunday after an agreement was reached between the two governments. Head negotiator Jorge Rodriguez said in a post shared on social media that migrating is not a crime and we will not rest until we achieve the return of all those who require it. He indicated that the first flight will be on March 23rd. The announcement comes as President Trump's administration is poised to allow Chevron to continue operating in Venezuela for at least another 30 days beyond a deadline imposed earlier this month. The company had faced a deadline for wrapping up operations there on April 3rd. The SEC is finding a good amount of takers for its buyout offer. Bloomberg's Dan Schwartzman has details.
Around 500 staffers at the Securities and Exchange Commission have agreed to leave the agency for a $50,000 buyout and deferred resignation offers. The Office of the General Counsel, as well as the Divisions of Enforcement and Exams, are expected to see the most departures. The total represents about 10% of the total number of employees at the SEC. The commission is also planning to eliminate leases as part of its cost-cutting measures for its Los Angeles and Philadelphia offices, while possibly cutting the Chicago office's lease as well. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Allies and aides say President Trump's coming wave of tariffs is poised to be more targeted than the barrage he has occasionally threatened, a potential relief for markets gripped by anxiety about an all-out tariff war. Trump is preparing a Liberation Day tariff announcement on April 2nd, unveiling so-called reciprocal tariffs he sees as retribution for tariffs and other barriers from other countries, including longtime U.S. allies. While the announcement would remain a very significant expansion of U.S. tariffs, officials familiar with the matter say it's shaping up as more focused than the sprawling, fully global effort Trump has otherwise mused about. Donald Trump dealt the movement a body blow, but some of its wounds may have been self-inflicted. What went wrong for DEI? You can read all about it in Bloomberg's Weekend Edition, exploring the places where finance, life, and culture meet. Find it now on Bloomberg.com and the Bloomberg Business app. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Ed Kalegi. This is Bloomberg.